Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my 2020 bullet journal setup in my new Archer and Olive journal. I'm very excited to be starting this journal. I'm very excited for you to see what I have done through this setup. Now through this setup I'm also going to tell you what you can include if you are beginning a bullet journal of your own. Now in every bullet journal, the first thing you would need is a key, which is a list of indicators and signifiers of certain events or certain tasks or appointments that you have to do throughout the month, throughout the week, throughout the day. Now I don't use the key much often, but I thought I would include it in case there are some important events. Next, I'm going to be setting up my cover page for the year in which I'm going to write 2020, and throughout this particular setup I'm going to be using this Tombow green brush pen and my zebra green pen because I thought the colors coordinated well with the main cover of the notebook. Below, I decided to include a word of the year. For me, this year's word that will kind of guide me through the year is emerge, because I thought I could use this word as a focus point to get more creative and try new things. Next, we are going to be setting up the index. Now, most of the bullet journals come with a pre-made index, but this book does not have an index, so I had to make one on my own. Now there's nothing much to include in an index except the serial number, the page number, and what you're going to be including. So I allocated only one page to the index because I don't end up using all of the index pages. Next up is a quote page. I always like to include an inspirational, sometimes funny quotes in my journal to keep me going. This time I chose a quote which says, "Whatever happened over this past year, be thankful for where it brought you. Where you are is where you're meant to be." I thought this was a very nice quote to begin a new year. And again, I'm using the same green Tombow pen and the black Tombow pen. They're fine tips to write this quote. I'm not doing any fancy lettering because I'm still learning. So one of my goals for this year is to get better at hand lettering. So you could include a quotes page every time you set up a journal. Now I do this on a monthly basis as well. Next, I found this cute memo notebook from AliExpress, so I'm going to be adding one of those sheets and I'm going to be writing a note to self because I wanted to have 2020 as a year for more self-love and self-appreciation. So this quote basically says, "Trust your progress," and I thought that was a nice touch to this journal. Next up, I'm going to be setting up the most tedious part of any new bullet journal setup, that is the future log. So like the name suggests, the future log is going to have all of the months and all of the dates listed down for that particular year, and you're going to be adding in any important event or important anniversaries, tasks, and all of that for each month of the year in this future log. Now I know you will not know all the tasks beforehand, so as and when you get an important task for that month, you would add in that task in this future log for each of the months. Now the most tedious part is writing down all of these smaller numbers in the calendars, so you could invest in a calendar stamp if you wanted to. Now what I did was I used the same green Sarasa pen to write down all of the dates, and then using different Tombows I'm just going to highlight each of the month just to give it a little bit of color. Now I just showed you one month here, but I added the dates for the rest of the month off the camera. I'm doing the same for the last 4 months as well. Now in this I'll show you how you can use your key to write down tasks. Now for example, I'm going to go back to the key and I'm going to add in the signifier for birthday, which was a small square, and I'm going to add in the date for when that is. I'm sorry about the lighting change here. I had to now use artificial light because it got really cloudy outside. Now this is the gratitude page. As and when I'm thankful for things throughout the year, I'm going to be adding it in this page. Nothing fancy, just a small divider which says gratitude, and that's for that page. Next up is a page where I'm going to be writing down all of the books that I've read throughout this year. So I kind of made like a bookshelf sort of a drawing here, and then doodled out some books on the shelf. And as and when I read a book, I will write down the title of the book in this shelf. This was a little extra work. You don't have to go through all of this paint to decorate it. Because I usually do not use so many artworks and drawings in my journal, I thought it would be a good difference for me to try being more creative and artsy, because that's what I intend to do this year. I really enjoyed doing this spread. Again, this idea was from Pinterest, and I decided to tweak it up a little bit, not copy the exact same thing. I also added 2 flower pots sort of a thing, vases sort of a thing in the shelf, and now I'm gonna be coloring in the entire bookshelf just to make it seem more realistic. This entire process of setting up a bullet journal is extremely therapeutic, and that's exactly why I started doing bullet journal on a regular basis. Especially all of these colors and everything just makes it very, very therapeutic. If you want me to give you examples of simpler spreads, please let me know in the comments below, and I will do that for you. Another spread that took an extra lot of time for me was this movies and TV shows spread. So in this spread, I'm going to be adding in all the movies and TV shows that I watch throughout this year, and for this I decided to draw like a film roll throughout this page and leave some space in between where I would write down the name of the show or the movie. Again, you don't have to make it so complex. I want to get artsy, so I decided to make it a little more complicated. But you could just make small columns and add your movies and your other details in them as well. I really enjoyed using the Staedtler number 1 size pen. It was really thick and it made the process extremely fast. I will link all of the products that I'm using in the description box below in case you want to check it out. So the entire purpose of bullet journaling is just to keep a track of everything that you do throughout your day and throughout your life and get more productive. Talking about being productive, you have to have some goals, and they're different from resolutions. So most of the times we do not keep up the resolutions. So I'm going to be naming some of the goals that I have for this year: personal, creative, work-wise, family-wise, whatever it may be. So I just let this page blank. I did not divide them into categories just so that I do not restrict myself. And I'm going to be adding in the goals, and I will share these filled up pages on Instagram, so make sure you follow me there. The link is in the description. Next up, I decided to add a YouTube growth tracker because I have only been more active in the recent times on YouTube. I want to be more active, so it's just a simple table where I have written down my current subscribers, and then I've added in all of the 12 months, and at the end of every month I would want to track how many subscribers have increased or decreased or whatever that may be. My goal is to at least get 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So I hope that milestone can be reached. And below that, I added another table where I'll be writing down any theme ideas that I have for each month for this bullet journal, and all the themes that I did as well will be written down on that page. Another spread you could include in your new bullet journal setup is a year in Polaroids page or year in pictures page. Now, usually in most of the journal setup videos that I saw, there were 12 columns for 12 pictures throughout the year, but I only decided to add 7. I thought I would just add photos of the most important moments in my life this year, or any highlights that I want to take pictures of, and add them to this particular collection. So nothing much to this page. I measured out the Polaroid and I drew some columns to add in the picture. Now this spread I have been loving, and I have discovered myself even more through this particular spread. It's called the Level 10 Life Spread. So basically there are a particular number of areas that you're going to introspect about and rank them on a scale of 1 to 10 for each of these areas, and see which are the areas that you would want to focus on or improve, and then set goals. Now for example, if my current rank for physical health is say 6, I would then set goals to reach 7 or 8 whenever I want to do this spread next. So this particular spread basically talks about how you can get better in life by introspecting and setting goals and trying to incorporate them in your everyday life. So I have really enjoyed this spread, and I would suggest and recommend that everyone has this in their bullet journal. So that was the last spread. Now here's the final flip through. I hope you enjoyed watching this particular setup. If you did, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more such content, and follow me on my Instagram, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.